Hi friends, good morning. Welcome to Shankaran IA Study Circle. This is Dr. Harinath Reddy, Director of the Institute. Today in this particular video, we will try to discuss about the significance of the preamble and whether preamble is part of the constitution or not, and also the amendability of the preamble. So these are the three important dimensions which we will be focusing upon: the significance of the preamble, amendability of the preamble, whether preamble is part of the constitution or not. So this is important for your mains exam, both APPSC Group 1 mains, TSPSC Group 1 mains, as well as UPSC Group 1 mains. So let's get started. Preamble. See, the Constitution of United States of America is the first one to begin with preamble, and Indian Constitution also begins with a preamble. Preamble is nothing but an introduction to the Constitution, and then in the Constituent Assembly, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru has moved a resolution known as Objectives Resolution. In the Constituent Assembly, the Objectives Resolution moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was adopted and enacted by the Constituent Assembly after the Constitution was enacted. So this Objectives Resolution became in course of preamble. So preamble is nothing but the Objectives Resolution discussed, enacted and adopted by the Constituent Assembly. So that the student must keep in mind. In addition to this, if you see some of the comments of the constitutional experts, different people have explained the significance of the preamble in their own words. For example, Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, one of the members of the Constituent Assembly, Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, one of the members of the Constituent Assembly, says that the preamble represents the dreams which the people of India have dreamt so long. And in addition to this, Pandit Thakurdas Bhargava, one more member of the Constituent Assembly, says that a preamble is a precious part of the Constitution. It is a jewel set in the Constitution. It is the soul of the Constitution. So preamble is the yardstick with which the worth of the Constitution can be measured. That's what Pandit Thakurdas Bhargava has explained. Then, in addition to this, Granville Austin, this man says preamble is an elaboration or elucidation of what is there in the preamble, is an elaboration or elucidation of the provisions of the Indian Constitution. And he says that Indian Constitution is a social document. It wants to achieve a fair society on the basis of the ideals of liberty, equality, fraternity and justice. And the preamble commits the Constitution of India to a social revolution. In addition to this, people like Madholkar was the judge of the Supreme Court, one of the judges of the Supreme Court, the ex-judges of the Supreme Court. In one of the cases, Sajjan Singh versus State of Rajasthan, in this case, Madholkar said, preamble is an epitome of the features of the Indian Constitution. In addition to this, in one more case, Golaknath case, Golaknath case, Justice Hidayatullah in Golaknath versus State of Punjab 1967 case, as part of this judgment, Justice Hidayatullah said, preamble represents the soul of the constitution. It is eternal and unalterable. Eternal and unalterable. Eternal and unalterable. Eternal and unalterable. So Justice Hidayatullah also says, preamble represents the nature of the political society. In other words, the governments, the basic principles on which the government should function, the basic principles, the fundamentals on which the government has to function is explained in the preamble. It is explained in the preamble. In addition to this, we had one more Oxford University political science professor, Sir Ernest Barker. Oxford University political science professor Sir Ernest Barker was quite impressed with the Indian preamble, and he used this as a preface to a book which he has written on the principles of social and political theory. Sir Ernest Barker has written a book on principles of social and political theory. For this book, he made use of the Indian preamble as a preface, and he had great appreciation for the noble vision set by the framers of the Indian Constitution in the preamble, and so he made use of it as a preface to the book, and he also feels that the preamble represents the essence of his book, which he has written on social and political theory. So like this, a number of constitutional experts and the judges, they have explained the significance of the preamble in their own words. In addition to this, we have Justice, the earlier Chief Justice of India, Justice P.B. Gajendra Gadkar. P.B. Gajendra Gadkar says that a preamble is a key. Preamble is a key to the noble intentions of the framers of the Indian Constitution. Justice P.B. Gajendra Gadkar says, preamble is a key to know the minds of the framers of the Indian Constitution. So while interpreting any provision of the Indian Constitution by the Supreme Court, whether a particular term carries a narrow meaning or wider meaning, they can get clarity on doing interpretation by taking the support of the preamble. In other words, the preamble can play an important role in helping the Indian Supreme Court while interpreting the provisions of the Indian Constitution. And in addition to this, the Indian preamble embodies the basic philosophy and the values on which the Constitution is based. Indian preamble embodies the basic philosophy and the values on which the Indian Constitution is based. It also reflects the noble thoughts and wisdoms, needs, the dreams and aspirations of the members of the Constituent Assembly. The preamble reflects the dreams and aspirations of the founding fathers of the Indian Constitution. And this is the significance of Indian Constitution. In addition to this, in S.R. Bommai case, in S.R. Bommai versus Union of India case in 1994, Justice Ramaswamy said that the preamble is an integral part of the Constitution of India, and a democratic form of government, secularism, federal structure, unity and integrity of the nation, social justice and judicial review, they are the basic features of the Indian Constitution. In addition to this, Bharati Chandra Bhavan versus State of Mysore. Bharati Chandra Bhavan versus State of Mysore. In this case, the Supreme Court said that the scope of the fundamental rights and the directive principles of state policy can be better explained in the context of the preamble. So, in Bharati Chandra Bhavan versus State of Mysore, the Supreme Court said the scope of the fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy can be better explained and understood in the context of preamble by looking into what is there in the preamble. So, that's about the significance of the preamble. And people like Mahavir Tyagi, they said that the Indian preamble is the horoscope of our sovereign democratic republic. People like Mahavir Tyagi said that the Indian constitution, that the Indian preamble, people like Mahavir Tyagi said that the Indian preamble represents the horoscope, the future words of the Constitution of India. The horoscope of our Mahavir Tyagi said Indian preamble represents the horoscope of our sovereign and a democratic republic. Then, after having done discussion on the significance of the preamble, the next important dimension which we need to focus upon is whether the preamble is part of the Constitution or not. In the Berubari Union case, the Supreme Court recognized the significance of the preamble, and it said the preamble is a key to know the minds of the framers of the Indian Constitution. But Justice P.B. Gajendra Gadkar, despite recognizing the significance of the preamble to the Constitution of India, he says preamble is not part of the Constitution. So this view expressed by the Supreme Court in Berubari Union case was rejected subsequently in one more case, Keshavananda Bharati case. Keshavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, 1973, 24th April 1973. In Keshavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, the Supreme Court rejected the opinion given by it in Berubari Union case. What is the opinion given? In the Berubari Union case, the Supreme Court said preamble is not part of the Constitution. But in Keshavananda Bharati case, the Supreme Court said preamble is part of the Constitution, because it has referred to the Constituent Assembly debates wherein the President of the Constituent Assembly, while discussing, enacting and adopting the preamble, he said that preamble is part of the Constitution. Remember, preamble is adopted and enacted after the Constitution was enacted. And the reason why the preamble was enacted and adopted after the Constitution was enacted is to ensure that the preamble is inconsistent with what is there in the Constitution. So, by referring to the Constituent Assembly debates in Keshavananda Bharati case, the Supreme Court came to the conclusion that preamble is part of the Constitution. It is not only in Keshavananda Bharati case, even in LIC of India case. Also, the Supreme Court said that a preamble is part of the Constitution. In addition to this, the most important judgment in 1994, S.R. Bommai case. S.R. Bommai versus Union of India. In this case, the Supreme Court also said preamble is an integral part of the Constitution. Then the next question is amendability of the preamble. Whether preamble can be amended under Article 368 or not. See, in this case, in this respect, whether the preamble can be amended or not, we all know that the preamble contains the basic features of the Indian Constitution. For example, let us see what is there in the preamble. The preamble reads the following way: We the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to ensure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and protecting the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, we adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution of India. This is what the preamble reads. So in the preamble, if you closely see the words, the key words which are mentioned: sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. All these are the basic features of the Indian Constitution. In addition to this, political, economic and social justice, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and opportunity, fraternity, dignity of the individual, unity and integrity of the nation. So these are certain key words which are mentioned in the preamble, which form the basic features of the Indian Constitution. So in Keshavananda Bharati case, the Supreme Court said, the preamble does contain the basic features of the Indian Constitution, but it can be amended. The preamble can be amended in such a way that the basic features mentioned in the preamble shall not be taken away. So without taking away the basic features mentioned in the preamble, the Constitution can be amended. So here in 1976, through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, in 1976 through 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, the preamble was amended and 3 words were inserted through this amendment: socialist, secular and integrity. These are the 3 words which are inserted in the preamble through the 42nd Amendment to the Indian Constitution. Remember, though these 3 words were added in 1976, they were already implicit in the provisions of the Indian Constitution. So what is implicit already in the provisions of the Indian Constitution was made explicit through this amendment in 1976. So that's it about the significance of the preamble, amendability of the preamble, whether preamble is part of the Constitution or not. I think this information is more than adequate for you to answer very comfortably any question in the mains exam on preamble. Thank you.